Hi, welcome to the Nurse with Needles podcast. My name is Talia, and I am your host today. I'm also known as Franciscan Gypsy on Clerk and on Ravelry. And
I'm Marlucia, and I am known as Lady Fernico on Clerk and on Ravelry.
the grunt is in the name as well.
No, it really isn't. I'm just not quite sure what I did with this. Okay.
So we're going to jump right into the podcast. I'm sorry I sound a little, I've got a lot of phlegm in my throat. And I definitely have the I just rolled out of bed look.
Fashion statement.
Yeah, exactly. With curly-ish hair, no one knows the difference, right? Because the person's hair always looks like they brushed it with their toes.
Not mine.
Anyway. I'm really sorry. The first project I want to talk about is my Nightwing Shawl. I haven't done too much on it, but I'll go ahead and tell you about it anyway. I probably won't show it to you because I think I've moved 2 rows since I last showed you. And it's the same. I'm gonna be working on it till my dying day. Anyway, this is the Senna Shawl by Mary Lena Lanks. I'm making it for me. And where are the tissues? Right behind you. Okay, thanks. I'm just like getting a cold or something.
Don't give it to me. I don't want it.
I'll sneeze on you. Hold on.
Such a generous daughter.
Yes, I am. Anyway, I'm using US 4 knit picks, interchangeable circulars with a 40-inch cable. The fact that it's US 4s is probably why it's taking forever in the day. That's what was required by the pattern. I feel like poking my eyes out with the needle. Every time I work on it at work, people are like, "Oh, what are you working on now?" I'm just sitting here like, it's the same thing you've seen me work on for like the past 20 months.
It has not been that long.
Right, I haven't even been knitting for 20 months. But it feels like it's been that long. Yeah, it's the same thing I've been working on since forever. And I'm probably going to be working on it just forever. Because I only work on it when I'm grocery shopping and when I'm at work. Because it's boring. Anyway, I'm using No Makers 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon yarn in the Nightwing colorway. And I will be using Springtree Rose 80% superwash merino, 10% nylon, 10% cashmere in the Jenny Linsky colorway. I will be happy when I get to that because that means I'll be at the crochet part of the pattern, and it'll be something different and something new and something exciting and something not boring. It's still very good work knitting because it gives me something to do with my hands, but it's not very riveting. Let's see. For this pattern, you need to know how to knit, to purl, to yarn over, to chain, to yarn over, space. For the crochet part, you need to know how to chain, single crochet, slip stitch, double crochet, and do a combined double crochet. So that's Nightwing Shawl. It's the same as it has been in the past 20 times I've shown it. So I'm not going to pull it out again. The next one I've been working on a fair amount is the one I'm working on right now. The Simple Spidey socks. This is the Simple Skip socks, also frequently mispronounced as the Simple Skype socks.
Although I have seen people use an E at the end of it.
But it's not spelled that way.
That's how they spelled it.
But it's not right.
That's how they spelled it.
It's not right. The pattern itself.
Take it up with them.
The pattern itself says SKYP.
Well, maybe they changed it.
Well, it's not.
Maybe they made a new one.
Well, maybe they did. But this is a Simple Skip pattern. Anyway, by Adrienne Koo. I'm making for me. I'm using US 2 Clover DPNs. I swore I would never use DPNs, and they're not as bad as I thought they were.
She likes wrestling porcupine.
I do. The yarn I'm using is from Desert Vista Dye Works. It's from my stash. I had it planned for, I don't know what, when I bought it eons ago. Probably socks, and then I fell out of love with socks for a bit, so I stopped working on them. Anyway, it's in the I Could Have Been a Superhero colorway, and really the color makes me think of Spider-Man, so that's why I call it the Simple Spidey sock. For this pattern, you need to know how to cast on, to knit, to purl, to knit two together, to purl two together, to skip, and they explain what the skip pattern is, and to slip stitch, to slip slip knit, to yarn over, and to Kitchener. So it's pretty mindless. I mean, you have to look at it because it is socks. So it's a little hard to knit on it and look at my show notes. But I am really sorry for the sniffling, guys. I guess I really am coming down with a cold.
Take your vitamin C.
Yeah, I never do vitamin C. Anyway. That's what happens when you...
Nurses are rotten patients.
Anyway, those are simple Spidey socks. Did I even say what today was? I don't think I did. Today's Monday, October 8th, 2012. In case you were
Happy
curious.
Columbus Day.
Yep, Happy Columbus Day. And I am actually off. Not working. Although I wouldn't be working at this time anyway. I'd be sleeping if I was sane. Anyway. And that's... Oh, I did start one other project. I'm sorry, I'm very distracted.
I thought you were just doing what you're working on.
Yeah, I am just doing what I'm working on. I started another one while you were doing your show notes. Yeah. I started... Okay, I'm not sure if everyone wants... I'm sure not everyone, because there's a lot of podcasts out there. But there's a really cool podcast out there. It's called The Knit Nerd.
Which is great.
Yes, she is. It's Kathy B319, is it?
Kathy B something.
I think it's 319.
319. It's Cat B.
Cat B319. Her name is Kathy. She has a podcast called The Knit Nerd. Her sister died a few years back from breast cancer, so she's doing a special breast cancer awareness thing.
My understanding is she does it every year.
Well, she does do the run every year, but I think this is the first year she's had a podcast, because she's only at like 20 or something like that.
Right.
So this is the first time she's done what she's called Pinktober, which is a knit or crochet something pink.
And we talked about that last week too.
For the month of October. So it's a lot of fun. I'm not a big fan of the color pink, but I decided to take part anyway. So I'm gonna do this purl.
And if you find that you have the time, please join our group and show your support.
Yes.
Do something in pink. It's really a worthy cause.
It is. And I think that she even had... I might put... If you go on Etsy and search Pinktober, someone has done a colorway, a yarn, for Pinktober. And I think part of the proceeds goes to breast cancer awareness.
I forget who it is, too, because I looked into it, but...
well, if you type in Pinktober, she'll come up.
Yeah, she'll come up.
I can't remember who it is either. So, what I'm doing... I don't like pink, like I said, so I had to do something small. And I just started it while Mom was doing her show notes, and that's what I wanted. I wanted the other page, which of course is at the bottom. It is a breast cancer awareness ribbon.
It's cute.
It's a free pattern put out by Suncatcher Eyes.
Are they doing something for that too? Because that...
No, this was already...
It's already there.
Already there. The actual designer is Michelle McLaughlin. Kind of like the actor, Victor McLaughlin. So it's very cute. I don't think it's going to be very big. I'm using a USD crochet hook. Unfortunately, my Harmony Wood hooks do not go down as small as these. So I had to use my old Clover Metal ones, which are good. I just like my wood.
And I think they do have them. They just didn't come in the set.
No, they don't have them that small.
Oh, really?
Yeah. The woolens only go so small. I'm not quite sure why. Maybe they're still testing the waters.
Well, I think that, like the needles, sometimes you can't get wood needles. I think they might snap.
Well, they still have the wood ones as small as you need them. I know, because I have sock needles that are...
You have deep hands.
Well, I also have the actual...
No, I know. The same, the DPNs look like toothpicks.
Yes. But for this pattern, I mean, you need to know a single crochet, slip stitch. You need to know how to magic ring.
Do you need to know how to increase and decrease?
Didn't say anything about increase and decrease. I wanted to peek through. You might need to. I haven't finished very much. Ow!
We just started 5 minutes ago.
Yeah. Let me make sure I didn't lose a stitch. Okay, I didn't. I was trying to throw my sock off my lap. So there you go. It's itty bitty. It's the beginning.
Baby.
It's actually the yarn that they called for too. They called for. I didn't realize until I picked it up. I pulled from my stash. It's the same thing I made my toy pig out of. The first toy I made, like forever ago. It was supposed to be yarn for baby blanket, and then I realized I hated making baby blankets and all blankets and anything that looks like a blanket. So I've been eating through this yarn with other projects. Slowly but surely. I don't care for this yarn. It's Prone Simply Soft. I find it very splitty. But I do have to get it over with. So I'm working with it. It's actually what the pattern calls for. They look like they used a brighter pink. I'm using the really soft baby pink. But it's what I had.
It's pretty too.
I probably would have preferred the other pink.
I had some.
Well, I wanted to use up stash.
Yeah.
Because it's just going to be sitting there. So that's what I'm working on. I figured it'll be a quick crochet. Yeah.
Yeah?
That's everything on my whips.
Okay. For me,
everything else, just a quick note. Everything else that I may have been working on the last podcast that I did not mention is because I did not work on it since last week. I haven't done quite as varied a...
We've become monogamous as we had deadlines for things.
Well, not really deadlines, but as we saw
I have deadlines.
A light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes, that too.
Your turn.
I am not going to mention the ones I did not work on, since you will know what they are because they're absent.
Wow.
Well, there's no sense in it. I don't have anything to show, and there's nothing really, my shawl and my sweater and all that, so I'm not going to go into that.
You're working on this right now.
I am working on, I wasn't going to say anything about this one, but I did change colors. It's my Nicole blanket, and I did change colors.
It's not very obvious because it's
really, and I'm only 1 row, 2 rows in, so you can't really see the color change. It's very subtle, but it is definite.
It just won't show up on the camera very well.
And it looks like there's a big hole here. I'm hoping that'll close up with the stitches getting a little tighter, but be more uniform. But anyway, I've gone into the light tan. It's a half log cabin ombre blanket by Pearl Soho. And I put it aside for a while because it was kind of hard for me to knit with, and I thought I'd done something wrong. Maybe I was just tired or whatever, but it seems to be working all right now. Some of the stitches may be a little wonky because I went in, I think I may have gone in the wrong way for some of the stitches, but I'm not going back to change it. It'll become a design modification. So in order to do this, it's not a very difficult pattern. It's basically a garter stitch. You do need to know how to cast on and how to pick up stitches, change colors, that kind of thing. But essentially, it's pretty straightforward. And this is my mindless knitting. It's my project that will last forever. But
forever and ever on
at least I'm seeing progress with it now. Let me cap this a little bit so I can show you what else I've been doing. I think, let's see here, my show notes out because I'm really discombobulated. I'm also still working on my daughter's. Where she is.
She's in the kitchen.
Yeah, I have to keep it down
I
here.
have like this little curl. It's like woo.
Right in the middle of your forehead. Because
no,
when you were good, you were
it's
very
come up
good.
like a horn, and when you were bad, you were horn. It's come up like a horn right inside of my head.
Right inside. Yes. This is the plum pudding stole, which is actually the block stitch blanket by Kathy North. I got a little bit done on here. Excuse me, my watch is beeping. Sorry about that. I did some work on it, not a whole lot, but I think I may have done about...
You may have did,
yes, 4 or 5 rows. I got truncated with my knitting and my crocheting because I spent Friday night in the emergency room with my husband, who decided to get stung by a couple of bees, and he has anaphylactic reaction to bees, which we did not realize. So we spent the night in the emergency room, and we spent most of the next morning getting meds and going back to follow-up treatments and all that kind of stuff. He is fine, but kind of gave us a scare. Needless to say, I couldn't concentrate on knitting or crocheting.
He was a horrible patient.
And he's a horrible patient, although he was really a lot better than I thought he would be. I think he got scared. But I was really proud of him because he doesn't like to go into the doctor.
Yeah, I was actually really surprised when I saw his name come up in the ER.
Yeah, but he's okay. So, but I brought this with me, and I did a couple of rows, or row and a half, but it was really hard to concentrate in ER just because it's not a real calm place to be. I'm still enjoying this pattern. It works up really quickly. It doesn't really require any special stitches. You need to know how to, double crochet and single crochet. You need to work in the back loops, which is probably the most important thing you need to remember. I'm using Cameron Simply Soft, and as Talia said before, and I also feel this way, it is a bit of a splitty yarn. It's not as bad to crochet with as it is to knit with, but it is very splitty. It makes up for that by being soft, but I don't think I'll be using a lot of Caron in the future. I will be using Knit Picks as a very soft worsted yarn that I think will probably go for softer projects to that. And I'm using a size eye hook to do this project. And I do have one other project that I've just started. Anastasia Knits from Anastasia Knits Designs group has a lot of tests going on right now.
And you guys remember her because she was the amazing person who hosted our 50-member party.
With those lovely patterns she offered. She's really a wonderful person, but she's having a knit-along. She's getting ready to publish some patterns, and I think put together a book of patterns, an e-book of patterns. I'm not sure. Take a look at it over on her site, and you'll be able to find out over on her group. But I am starting, it's called, where's my pattern?
It's called Where Is My Pattern? That's a very
yes, it's a very creative
name.
I don't want to show you much except for the picture because it is a test pattern. But it's called the, sorry about that, Ogdenquit, I think that's how it's pronounced, Ogdenquit Granny. And it's a granny square Afghan type of thing. Only it's not done completely around all four sides. It's only going to be done around three sides, and I've never done anything like that. So it should be a lot of fun. It should be very interesting. I don't think it will be very, it's not overly difficult in terms of the stitches. It could be challenging trying to figure out what it is that she wants me to do on a three-sided granny square, but this is how far I've got.
So it's like a triangle?
It comes out as a rectangle.
I thought you said three-sided.
Well, you go around, you start in the round, but you go around three sides and you come back.
Oh, that's not three-sided then. That's
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, but I mean, there's still a fourth side.
But you're not working the fourth side.
But there's still a fourth side.
You are being annoying.
You said it was three-sided.
It is three-sided.
No,
she even says it's three-sided.
Well, it's wrong. As long as there's a fourth side.
You tell her about that.
As long as
you
there's
tell her.
As long as there's a fourth side.
Excuse me, I have to reboot her.
As long as there's a fourth side.
Anyway, this is 2.5.
You might only be working three sides, but it's still four-sided.
There, I shut her off. Now, this is about 2.5 rows through. I'm going to have to probably do this over again because I was listening to Nicole's podcast while I was doing this, and she had Polly Knits on there, and I couldn't pay attention to what I was doing very well because they were like laughing a lot, so I had to stop. I may have to start over again, but this is where I'm at. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy the pattern. I like it because I don't have to do any sewing. It's a great big square, so I'm having fun with that. And I'm in order to do that, you need to know how to knit. You need to know how to chain, to single crochet and to double crochet, and basically that's it. Follow the pattern. I think that is it for me. Yes, that is all it is for me on the hooks and needles right now. That everything else I've put aside. All my other projects are just sitting in bags right now.
So that brings us to FOs. Those who have been watching the podcast for a while probably figured this out when I started podcasting. My sweater is done. This is my fire cardigan that I was working with yellow, orange, and red strands of yarn all held together. Originally, it was a button-down sweater. I didn't want the buttons, so I went and picked up a zipper at Michael's. Well, Saturday night. Oh, by the way, anyone who wants to add a zipper to a pattern, check out Interweave's YouTube video about adding a zipper to a pattern. It's a really well done thing. They said use they call it a knit stitch picker or something like that. I didn't have it. I ordered one for the next time I had a zipper, but I used a really small crochet hook. And what you do is you poke the knit picker or the crochet hook through the zipper and pull your yarn through, and then pick it up like a stitch with your knitting needle.
Oh.
And then you keep doing that along, and so you're picking up stitches the entire time. When you're done, I did an I-cord after that, along each side of the zipper, and that gives you a knitted fabric to sew to your knitting, so you don't get all the wonkiness you sometimes would get with zippers and trying to figure out how to attach a zipper, getting thread to attach it. No, it's all yarn, so it's sturdy and it's a lot easier to attach to your knitting. So
it looks really pretty too.
I found it to be very useful.
Tell her about your
yes.
Yes.
Those of you who follow me on Plurk probably already know this, but Saturday night I'd finished getting the I-cord done on both sides of the zipper, so that meant I would sew it to the sweater. Let me make sure my collar's not popping. I still need to block this. I might, if this collar continues to pop, I might just pin it down and make it so it can't pop, because I think pop collars look ridiculous. Anyway. So I finished doing the I-cord on the zipper and started sewing it. I didn't realize until after the zipper was attached that when I went to Michael's and picked a zipper that looked the right color, I picked up one that's supposed to be for a pullover. In other words, the zipper doesn't separate.
It doesn't open all the way.
It doesn't open all the way. It's always going to be attached at the bottom. Genius me.
It doesn't make a difference. It looks beautiful, though.
What I ended up doing, I adjusted the pattern again. So I already modified it once to add a zipper. I modified it again to fix my boo-boo with the zipper. Right here, I just, well, I'm going to have to fix that there, but.
Can we fix it from what, about here?
No,
now?
what I ended up doing, I ended up crocheting from like here to here, and then just crocheting a strip up. I just did single crochet with 4 stitches across, and just first I just did a strip, like I crocheted down like that, and I flipped it up and sewed it into place, pulled 2 stitches to the back and sewed it there, and voila.
I can't even tell.
It's a design modification now.
I wonder if slip stitch would have worked too.
It probably would have.
Although
I think I did.
Can't even tell,
I did a little bit of slip stitch right there.
Yeah.
It keeps the zipper from slipping off, because I even, genius me, I was like, oh, I'll make the zipper separate. So I took the little thing that kept the 2 parts of the zipper together and
oh no,
pulled it off and attached it on the other end like with other zippers. And then when I realized, oh, it's not gonna work, I couldn't get the little metal thing squished to make it hold both parts of the zipper again. So I just sewed that together, and so the zipper was one zipper again, and then crocheted this over the top, so there's no way the zipper head could hit that lower part. So, I mean, it's done. There's a little bit of pucker in the zipper, but that comes normally, I think. I think it turned out well.
Turn around and run to the back. You see all the ribbing here. Very nice. Very pretty.
So I do like how it turned out, in spite of the fact that it's not. I'm not gonna be able to wear it open ever. But that's okay.
Never wearing it open.
So I'm happy to have an FO. I am very happy to have this sweater. Now I have 2 sweaters made for myself. I have the one I wear at work all the time, my navy blue one, and then I have this one. I'm just really happy with the colors. There we go. But that's all for me for FOs.
Okay, I have 3 FOs.
Where'd my other DPN go? Did I drop it?
You sitting on it?
Oh, I would have heard snap if I sat on it. You keep talking. I'll find
Okay.
it.
I have 3 of those. The first one is a test project from the Anastasia Knits group, and it's a. Where's my notes? That's my pen. Here's my notes. It's called the Slip Stitch Dish.
Oh, it's in there already. I'm a dork.
The Slip Stitch Dishcloth by Anastasia Knits. It's a test pattern. It comes in 2 sizes, 8 by 8 and 10 by 10. I did the smaller one because I have a lot of things going on right now, and mine, I think I crochet fairly tight. It came out more like a 7 by 7, and it's got this kind of interesting little, I don't know, wavy kind of little edge. I kind of like. It's kind of nice. It's made of cotton. I think I used Knit Picks Dishy cotton for this in a navy blue. I think it was left over from my Batman that I made a while back for my husband. It feels really nice to hold, despite the fact that some people don't like working with cotton. I think it's going to be really nice for cleaning off my stovetop, and the bigger one would be really nice for doing dishes. So Anastasia was testing this. I think she's done testing it, and it's going to be a part of an ebook, I believe, a slip stitch pattern that I think she's going to be making, and she'll correct me if I'm wrong, on the Nurse with Needles threads. So Anastasia, if I've said something wrong, please correct me. That's my first one. My second one is called, I call it Lemon Drop, and it's a Emoticon stress ball by Janie in a Bottle. My friend has been going through a rough time, so when I used to work in the office with her, we used to have an old button, kind of a big button about the size of a small frisbee, and it used to have a smiley face, and we used to call it Wilson after the volleyball in Castaway. And anytime one of us was upset or needed a little bit like a hug or a smile or something like that, we would move Wilson to the other side of the little partial cubicle divider that we had between our desks. And when I got slated to work at home, I took Wilson with me. So she's been going through, because it was mine, and she's been going through a really rough time. Her husband had an accident. They're having trouble getting workers' comp. They've had issues, personal issues that I can't go into, but she's had a rough time. And I thought I would make her a smile. And this is, she can call it Wilson. She can call it whatever she wants to. Right now I'm calling it Lemon Drop. And this is Lemon Drop. A smiley face. I was going to make it, I had my patterns mixed up. I was going to make it 2-faced, but it was the wrong pattern that I started in this color. So she's only going to get the one face, not the one that sticks out its tongue as well. But I think she'll like it. It'll be part of her birthday gift, because her birthday's this month. And it only took me about, I don't know, less than a week maybe to make it. So that's my second one. My third one is for Pinktober. Again, that was from Cat B 319, I think it is, in Knit Nerds podcast group. And this is the pattern I thought I was making in the yellow, but I didn't, and I have altered it a little bit. This is little Rosa. I decided not to put the arms, and I made some modifications. Her hair is made out of the breast cancer awareness ribbons that I crocheted. I changed her eyes and gave her eyelashes, eyebrows, whatever you want to call that, and I decided to crochet the mouth instead of do what they asked me to do. She was a blast to make. I think I would not have too many qualms about making another one. I think it's an easily alterable pattern if you want to create something. It's put out by, it's called the Crochet Smiley Happy Face by Sharon Ojala, I think is how you say it, Ojala. Sharon, I'm sorry if I mispronounced that. But anyway, I would definitely do something like this again, put arms on it, put horns, whatever. Oh, okay, I forgot to cut that off. So this is little Rosa. She's for Pinktober. Please, again, if you have the chance and you have the time, we'd love to have you over there to do something for Pinktober. Okay, and those are my FOs.
All right, that brings us to, excuse me, next on the needles. I'm gonna move this over here. Well, I told myself I wouldn't start another sweater until I finished this one. So I finished this one, and I've been promising Mom forever a twin set. So I'm going to be hopefully casting on for the twin sweat. Twin sweat.
Twin sweat.
Twin sweat.
I was wanting a twin sweat.
I said twin sweat.
Twin sweat? Oh, I don't want a twin sweat. That's gross.
The twin set sweater and cardigan by Claire Montgomery. I'll be hopefully casting that on tonight. And the plan is to use the hang on, Yarn Bee Andy's Alpaca in the Arabesque colorway. And the pattern comes from the book Knitting Vintage. So I'm going to hopefully cast that on tonight. Other patterns that I hope to start soonish is the Harrah Shawl by Anastasia. Don't know when that'll start. I'm a little slower on shawls. I whip through sweaters like nothing almost. But shawls, I'll work on a little bit here. I'll work on a little bit there. Probably because of all the lace. And sweaters are my first love. I mean, that's why I started crafting to begin with. I mean, my first ever crochet project, the one that was since destroyed because it was ugly and hideous, and I actually wore the blasted ugly thing. It was a vest that I crocheted when I was in high school. And then I didn't try to touch crocheting for another 20 million years. Anyway.
Because she's that old.
Yes, I am.
She's ancient.
I am. I am the Highlander. Anyway, the other project I really want to start, but I probably should hold off until I finish my Vivian sweater. I want to start the Southerton by Kathleen Danes, but I won't be starting that for a little bit. That's all for me for Next on the Needles.
Okay, Next on the Needles for me. I keep saying I hope to start the Sedna Shawl soon. I'm kind of waiting on that for a little while based on Talia's experience. I think if I do it, I will do it on 6.
And I think it's better for a note for the Sedna Shawl. Sorry to interrupt. Is that first of all, I'm working on 4s. Second of all, I'm probably kind of bored with it the same way that I get bored with blankets. It's endless. It's basically just stockinette. I mean, it's pearl on the other side, but it's stockinette. It doesn't grow very quickly, especially since I'm only working on it occasionally. So I figure I think it's a very good beginner.
Well, that's what Nicole said too. She thought it was a good beginner project.
And
But I probably will do it on 6s because I tried doing a baby blanket on 4s, and then I tried it on 6s, and I thought I was going to shoot somebody. So I don't think that's what knitting is supposed to do. So,
no.
But anyway, I hope to start the Sedna Shawl, but it will probably be after Christmas. I also need to try to start up a simple pillow cover to go with my parents' Christmas gift.
Oh yeah, tell about everything I found in your downstairs.
That will be Stash and Hansen.
Oh, okay.
But remind me because I'll forget. But the blanket, you can see it on my project page. It looks like a basket weave. I think it's called Basket of Hope or something like that. So I need to make a 14-inch pillow, which I found a pillow form when Taya went through the thing we're calling Stash and Hansen. I don't want to go into that, but she found that during that time. And I'm going to try to make a simple pillow cover to go with the blanket, hopefully. I'd also like to start Melvin the Misunderstood Monster by Carissa Cole because my other daughter, keeps asking me about it, which is code for when are you going to make me one. So I have to see about that. And then I'm going to get ready to really do the chevron lace cardigan, which I should have started weeks ago. And I tried to do before retreat, but things got hectic, so I hope to start that in the next few days. Other than that, basically, toys, I need to think about starting up. I want to do the Purple People Eater like Talia is, but I think I'm going to have to put that aside until I can make the hippo for my CCD class. I do need to figure out, Stacy, if you're listening to this, how to order your pattern. It says that I can order it on Ravelry, but I don't see a link. So
Yeah, I don't think she listens to this podcast.
yeah, I don't know. She has mentioned things on the podcast before, so if she's there, just in case.
Yeah, but I don't think she watches our podcast.
Well, if she does,
yeah, I seriously doubt she does.
It would be funny if she answered just because you said I don't think she does.
I really don't think she watches our podcast.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, I should ask you for something if she does.
You wouldn't get it.
Anyway, yes, I know, because Welch. Anyway, but so that's basically what I have on the hope to get on the hooks and needles in the future.
Okay, which leads on to stash enhancement, and I totally left everything for my stash enhancement in the other room, and I'm not getting up to get it. Oh, I do have one of them with me. Hang on, let me finish
you do have one
my,
of them. Looking right at it.
Let me finish my skip stitch.
We had fun with our stash enhancements this time.
Yeah, we did.
Actually, you have two of them, don't you? What is right there? Oh, no, you did that last week.
No, I did that last week. The two I don't have to show you, I had picked up two little bags to be Notions bags, one with Green Lantern on it, and one with Batman on it.
Oh, they came in? Why didn't you show them to me?
I forgot why I didn't show it to you. I just forgot. Anyway, it's in my room, and I'm too lazy to get up and go get it. The other stash enhancement is my owl bag put out by the Plover Bird.
And that's just so cute.
And this is the medium bag. I guess it's medium large. I'm not sure what size it is.
No, I think it's medium. Yeah. Because mine is medium.
Yeah, it's the same as yours. So, Plover Bird. It's pockets inside, which are really nice, and I'm not going to flip it. This will have Mom's sweater in it when I actually cast it on.
I like owls. And it's my color.
And it'll hold it as long as it can. It's not quite as big as one of Lois's bags, so this might have to move to Lois's bag. Because I'm making two sweaters if you think about it. I'm making the short sleeve one, and I'm making the long sleeve.
You'll probably finish one and put it aside.
Well, yeah.
So it won't be all in there at once.
But that's that bag. I'm really happy with it. Very good service as always.
Okay, some of my stash enhancements haven't come in, so they will have to be stash enhancements for another time. I do have a couple of things. Oh, first of all, Talia went rooting around in my craft stuff the other night too.
Well, yeah, because I was looking for the tool I needed to for the zipper. I thought she had one. I thought I'd seen it in one of her sewing machines, or somewhere around there. Well, she had something like it, but it wasn't what I needed.
It was a seam ripper.
Yeah. But while I was looking through, I discovered all of her craft stuff over the past, actually 20 years, Mom.
It's more than that.
More than that, okay. And it was back when she did cross-stitching. A lot of it was cross-stitching stuff. I found some old crochet hooks, some old yarn, fabric, a pillow form.
More than one.
Yeah, more than one. Just a whole bunch of stuff. Scissors, a bunch of different things where she had all the string and stuff for her cross-stitching. And then, I guess would you call that a canvas? The canvas for cross-stitching and her little frame
canvas cloth,
thing.
I forget exactly.
Yeah. And the frame thing.
Yeah.
So
she,
it was like taking a walk through a photo album or something with her craft history. It was really cool.
Well, where that was leading is, she ended up finding some very old but still usable yarn. I thought I had pulled it all out of the stuff downstairs, but there had to be maybe 4 to 6 skeins of yarn in different, colors and in different amounts. One of them I ended up giving to Davina because it's a color that I'll never be able to use with anything else. It's a lime green. She loved it. I don't know what she's going to do with it. There's not much of it, but she loved it. Blues and tans and, my colors. So I brought those upstairs. That's a stash enhancement. I'm not going to go looking for it. Some of it's been used in projects and things already, or parts of it, I think. Other stash enhancements, I got 2 bags. This one is from the Plover Bird. It's also a medium. It's my teapots. I love teapots. It is so hard. Everybody wants to do coffee and nobody wants to do tea, but these are teapots. And it's a medium-sized bag by the Plover Bird. It does have pockets. It has 2 really good-sized pockets. And it has a different project in here. I did start the baby blanket I told you about earlier, but I don't want to show it to you right now because I may have to start it over again. So that's the first one by the Clover Bird, which I really like, and she is fantastic. Very swift, very good product. Very excited about that. My other one, my other bag, is from Funtific, and I call it my miracle bag. It says for every season there is a miracle, which I just love. I love the colors. I love her. The drawstring is really sturdy. She makes a very good product, and she was really good because I saw that this was on order, but she didn't have a notions bag with it like she did with a lot of her other ones. So I ordered another one. She made it. I swear she made this notion bag in about 2 hours and got it sent off to me with the bag without charging me extra shipping. Fantastic service from Funtific. Really, really nice lady. I highly recommend her. It's a very well made bag. It has wonderful pockets on the inside. Even has this little loop I didn't notice before.
Yeah, it's to hang it on your wrist while
whatever.
you're knitting.
I don't know if it's big enough for my wrist.
Yeah, you can knit it on your wrist. That at least you could when on mine.
Or a belt loop or something. But it's a very well made bag. And I'm very, very happy with her service. So you might want to check her out. I do have some bags coming from other people, from Lois most notably, but they have not yet arrived because she has to make them still. So those are my stash enhancements.
Which brings us to obsessions. The toy long is still going on. It'll be going through December 15th. It started officially on September 1st, although the project could have been started in August as long as it's finished. No earlier than September 1st. You can put in as many entries as you want, one picture per entry, and the thread is booming. We have a pictures-only thread, and we have at least 4 or 5 different projects.
Oh, they're adorable projects.
Very cute, very cute. Someone did Elphaba, someone did a tooth fairy. I think there was like a little turkey.
Very Thanksgiving-ish.
There's a bunch of different ones, and I can't remember them all.
Oh, the candy corn.
Monsters.
They're adorable.
There's a whole bunch.
Yeah, we'd love to see more projects. Please come and join us.
And we have a very active chatter thread for it, which is awesome. People show progress. They talk about projects they want to start. Very fun. So if that's something you'd be interested in joining, go to our Ravelry group. It's the Nurse with Needles Ravelry group. And join us. Join the group and chat with us. Join in the toy along. It's a lot of fun. We have a great group.
Yes, we do, and they're very, very encouraging.
Yes. The prize will be 2 toy patterns of your choice, each no more than $10. And there will only be one winner. Although everyone wins insofar as that we all get to see awesome patterns.
Yes, and we get to find new, be enabled.
Yes, exactly.
Because we're always looking for new toy patterns.
So that leads on to your obsession.
Oh, my obsessions.
Same as last week?
Pretty much. Stacy Chalk, all of her patterns, Craftsy, project bags, particularly Knitting's My Bag, Funtific, and Clover Bird. And No Makers, which I have picked up on again because I just like her stuff. I really do. She has some wonderful yarns.
Oh, I forgot for my obsessions. My new one is
Podblue.
Podblue, yeah.
Podblue. Yes, I like her too, and I'm gonna have to go and order something from her pretty soon.
Yeah, she does. Her bags are a little bit more expensive than, say, Lois. But she's very good about her custom orders. I already ordered 2 bags from her. They should be coming in soon. And she does custom orders. I have a Batgirl bag coming in, the sweater size, and a Nightwing one. And you can't find a Nightwing bag. She's making the fabric for me, too. Well, I'm not quite. She's doing silhouette for me.
Yeah.
So
might be some kind of screen.
Yeah.
Silk screening or something.
But I'm very happy about it. And I can't wait to show them to you guys when they come in. She said they already shipped, and she shipped them together, so it saved me on shipping and handling, which was awesome of her. But yeah, that's obsessions.
Writing.
I did work on the shared story a little bit this week. But once I got toward the end where I could feel like I was getting close to finishing the sweater, I was like, I just need to finish the sweater. And the short story suffered a little bit.
Yeah. My writing has been suffering a lot lately with all that's going on. I haven't worked on the synopsis at all. I haven't done any writing at all. I think you worked on it a little bit. This week?
I thought you did.
I don't think so. Maybe just a little. Maybe a few words. Not much to be crowing about, so to speak. I may have done a few words, but very discouraging about that. I did do some brainstorming with Ty about writing type of things, and my husband, he's such a good person. I love my husband. He found for me, he knows I've been having some trouble sitting down and concentrating on writing, so he found for me a couple of story generators, prompt story generators. So, and two of them were really good, and then they led me to find a couple others that were specifically fantasy. So I now have several prompt story generators to go along with some of the other things I use to jumpstart my writing. Now all I need is the time to actually do them. Right now I'm in the middle of Davina's end of year Social Security things for her special needs, which takes up a lot of time and saps my creativity. So I will see what I can do. That should be done in a little while, so hopefully I'll be able to get some more writing done, get that synopsis done. Prayers, fingers crossed, whatever y'all do would be nice. I would love to have my book accepted again. So, but that's about it for writing for me.
And before we close, I want to thank all of you who were following me on Flirk who said that they would pray for the safe return of Father Capus. Father Capus, for those of you who had not heard, was a priest who is a priest who is living or was living in Greece. He was doing his studies over there. He's the spiritual director for one of my best friends. They've been contacting by letter. Anyway, his translator got into some issues. She had inherited some money, and her family members were willing to do just about anything to get that money from her. It sounded like a movie almost, actually, including, do violence unto her and him. They went to the embassy, and they weren't able to get sufficient protection there. They were going to flee the country, but I guess there was some issue, maybe with her visa passing. So Father Capus didn't want to leave without her because he wanted to make sure she was protected. So they went underground, and they were finally heard from after over 24, I think it was over 48, 72 hours of silence. People thought he was dead. After about 72 hours, they finally heard from him. He and the translator had made it over into another country. They're safe. She does have some injuries and is in the hospital, but she'll be okay.
And he's okay.
And he's okay. He didn't get hurt at all. He'll end up coming back to the U.S. hopefully soon. But his family and my one friend have been doing everything to get word out about him. So thanks to all of you who prayed. He is safe.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the prayers. I know the family appreciates it very much as well.
And that brings me on to something that I've been thinking about just briefly. If you guys are interested in starting like a little prayer thread where you can throw in things that are you want to have prayers, let me know in this in the thread of this podcast.
More than happy to pray.
Yeah, we can start a thread that says prayer requests. Just let me know if that's something you'd be interested in. Alrighty, sorry for the flight just joining us. I think I'm getting a little sick, like I said, and I only rolled out of bed a little while ago. But thank you for coming by and knitting and crocheting with us, and I hope that we will see you again next week. God bless. Bye.